What's up, Trekkies? Hi, so unlike last week where we had barely any news because they decided to release all of the information on Wednesday, 12th, April 12th, April 13th, there isn't anything that I saw for console. Anything that's happening, apparently we have a key sale going on, will go on. 2 weeks of key sale? It's the 18th, then the 25th, and then the 1st. Which the 18, 25, 2 is how the dates go, so it'd be 18, 25, all the way to the 1st. So almost 2 weeks of key sale. So 15% off on keys, holy crap. Which usually means there's a box thing coming up. But this is a good time if you've already bought a bunch of Zen, like I said last week, to then buy your keys now, then you can sell them on the exchange. Almost said auction house because I've been playing a lot of WoW. So that's what's going on this week. Oh, also I saw, because I did my week 2 reward thing, Elachi Alert weekend. That's coming up. I'm not sure if there's going to be any like a reputation involved with it because it's a mark event. It's an old queue they had a while back. Didn't turn out very well. I don't know if there's gonna be an event involved in this one, but they will bring it. But it's you can get any mark from doing this event, and you get like a lot of marks. And basically, there's a space gate that's becoming operational, and Nakul or Lachi are flooding through. So you have to protect. You're basically gonna stomp it because this was designed for like two power levels down. Sort of like right now when you go inside the Zenkethi battle zone and you're like, okay, I see the difficulty here, and then you go back to the Badlands battle zone, you're like, what is going on here? And then you go back to the space battle zone with the Undine and you're like, I can solo the entire thing. You know, so it's like, it's back in that era with the Elachi. It's like 2 power levels fully down. So it's ridiculously easy. People are just gonna stomp all the the general idea is you gotta keep the science vessels safe while they deactivate the gate. But that's it. I mean, if you happen to have some healing ability, maybe sit near them and like, just in case there's splash damage, but there's so many people just murdering everything, it's not even gonna be funny. So, the stuff from last week, we have the competitive wargames reputation. Season 13 will release the escalation, and then we'll have this new reputation. Increase your standing with competitive wargames will require the submission of competitive marks. These marks can be earned by completing PvP and competitive PvE matches. Finally, a PvP reputation, right? Assessed stratagems can also be earned by participating in advanced and elite versions of any queued event which rewards competitive marked. High-end gear projects will require a small amount of assessed stratagems in order to... It's the super mark, that's what it is, plus that. We know how reputations go at this point. Rewards is the prevailing regalia for space. As the deflector streamlines defensive frequency output while reducing its electrostatic footprint. Did I go over this? And impulse engines offers a balance of speed at low power level, so combat impulse engines, while also supplying increased maneuverability when using auxiliary thrusters, I guess. Additionally, these engines have been modified to accept power overflow when using certain abilities, resulting in a brief overcharge to flight speed, I guess? Sounds like they're going to be more beneficial for like a PvP thing where you can probably, this might be a good thing for pilot if you have the pilot specialization. And then the resilient shield. Resilient shields are great. Anything special on this one? These shields have the potential to strengthen against sudden strong energy-based sources for a brief period of time. This property also has the added benefit of slowing down incoming physical and kinetic bodies, resulting in decreased impact damage. Awesome. And then the warp cores, singularity cores, increase subsystems maximum power by 5. Oh no. Okay. Additionally, the increased type of power now contributes a resistance base to the flavor of the core. Engine power scales control resistance, shield power, I swear to God, I don't know. Auxiliary power scales with exotic damage. So that's the space set. It's got its set bonuses like well-rounded, just hull capacity, control, expertise, and weapon specialization. 3-piece. Damage by energy damage, gain plus 1.5 bonus energy damage resistance for 1 second. Stacks up to 10 times. Alright. When 10 stacks, gain 25 bonus energy damage resistance rating for 5 seconds. Can only occur once every 30. Good for tanking. Overwhelming tactics. Target has minus 50% all damage reduced for 10 seconds. Oh, it's a click ability. Cool. Obfuscated Strategist set. So it's the console weapon mine launcher this time. Tetrion directed energy weapon. It's an omnidirectional Tetrion support beam array, or you can use the Tetrion support heavy turret. Covert munitions deployment console, capable of increasing stealth and payload output. The dual-purpose piece of equipment can provide deadly in subterfuge situations. Modulating competition mine launcher. Not a lot of stats on these things or anything. It just gives you kind of a lore description of it, which can be kind of nebulous. This is designed for maximum payload potential while offering the convenience of normal cadence payload deployment. To achieve this, the individual payloads were designed to modulate themselves post-deployment. This modulation takes time, but results in stronger overall output. The modulation has a built-in safety override which will stop the output before it can reach unstable conditions. What does that do? Like, are they just stronger? It's like, it's a weird way to describe it, and it sounds cool, but I don't know what it does. Set bonuses, large stealth increase based on throttle speed. The lower your throttle, the higher the stealth value remains. Starship control, plus starship control expertise. Master of the mind, quantum projectile damage, so the mines are quantum. And mine plus torpedo resistance. And seeking mine subroutine. Single target debuff, it's a click. Single target debuff that instructs all of your mines to slowly seek towards the affected target. If the debuff expires before arriving, the mines will stay where they're currently located. Trying to bring back mines, I guess. Ground piece is a polyalloy weave, attenuating personal shield, built-in dynamic attenuation, which increases the wearer's physical and kinetic resistance rating. Is able to store these vibrations for later use. If the shielding fails, its wearer gains a boost to all incoming healing. Oh. Armor. Players receive a large pool of temporary hit points when taking damage while their health is below 50%, allowing the player to survive sudden bursts of damage. And then the Duelist Tetrion Decompression Pistol was designed as a miniaturized railgun. Its damage is split between being kinetic and being Tetrion. Due to this, its firing rate is slower than some other pistols. The secondary fire uses charges that has a short activation time. Your maximum and starting charges will be 6 and will regain charges at a rate of 1 charge per 2 seconds. Upon using the last charge, the secondary fire will go into cooldown for 5 seconds and refresh all charges. This makes it ideal for all the charges to be used at once rather than waiting on them to refresh. Alright, ground bonuses, Tetrion damage and kit readiness for 2-piece. Passive modifies the secondary fire of the Duelist Tetrion Decompression Pistol so that the last charge of the ability will leave a debuff on the target that increases the recharge time of kit modules and captain powers. If the target is an NPC, it will leave a disable on it instead. So these are definitively designed for PvP. Apparently there's a secondary deflector in the whole thing, but not a part of any set. 3 varieties: inhibiting, deteriorating, and resonating. Enhances sensor analysis to decrease the target's outgoing damage. Oh, sinful, but whatever. This looks like it's going to be a terrifyingly large, build list, unless competitive consumables, tactical module, kit module is containment field, engineering is flare mortar. Flare mortar creates a fixed position support platform at your location that launches blinding projectiles. In a larger area around the mortar, enemies will have lowered perception rating and stealth rating, while allies have increased perception rating and stealth rating and dodge chance. Additionally, once every flare launches, a random enemy will be exposed. Oh! Science research kit module. Not that it really matters at this point, but cool. Tells you more it's a damage one than a medic one. Integrated electrical field creates fixed position pylons at your location that, when near other pylons, create damaging electrical currents between one another. Oh, this allows like science officers to work together and can create like thing and then zzz, and like prevent people. And like, do you want to go through this electrical line? Tier 1 ground, passive, attacking a foe that's affected by damage immunity results in short duration AP buff, or increased kinetic and physical damage. Tier 2 space, same thing. Tier 3 ground, unstoppable, passive. When you kill an enemy player, they drop a pickup buff. Pickup buffs grant stuff for your team, so brief speed boost, heal, or shield heal has 5% chance to occur against non-player characters. Definitively PvP. Or, being hit with incoming critical places a debuff on the attacker that reduces critical hit chance for a brief period. Cool. Space, same thing. And then tier 5 is a space ability, forced challenge. Targeted foe is turned to face you, pulled closer, and then has their front shield arc damaged. The foe is then locked out of being affected by this power for a short period of time. Oh. A taunt, almost. Be really cool to use with like a lance ability. It's just like, oh god, zzz, boom! You just, I mean, I don't know if I want to use it, but it'd be really cool, like, you know, use my space lightning with that. But anyways, the other two things is the PC Infinity Box update will now include the Tal Shiar adapted battle cruiser and a bunch of the Borgy looking Romulan ships. Letting that one up there. I just don't have time on this video to go over all these ships that I've done before. But they are, let's see, one of them is battle cruiser, Commander Universal. Dang! Right. And Lieutenant Commander Science / Command, Adapted Destroyer, Commander Tactical, Lieutenant Commander Universal Intel, might be good for that new reputation. Looking at like Intel, because it's also got a Lieutenant Universal Pilot. And then that's that. The Tal Shiar Adapted Borg Technology set bonuses. Set 2, Tal Shiar Augmented Repair Systems. And then the Multispectral Particle Generator. For set 3, your exotic damage, charged particle, and tachyon beam abilities deal additional radiation damage to foes. This damage is not increased by abilities or items that normally increase damage, but can be increased with your exotic particle generator skill. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But like the adapted battlecruiser is for its admiralty stats is like plus 10 psi per tac ship, and it's a cruiser. You're like, okay. And then the admiralty stats for the destroyer, plus 10 psi per engineering ship, and it's an escort. I think the other one that gets you the 3-piece is from the science vessel. Oh, the Tal Shiar Adapted Borg Warp Core, previously pre-equipped on their Tier 5 counterparts. The 2 new enhanced universal consoles can be used interchangeably with the existing consoles obtained from the Tier 5 Tal Shiar warships in order to complete the existing set bonus. So that's that. And then the wargames scenario binary circuit is a ground mission. Obviously looks pretty Borgy. It actually looks like Kittimer Accord. That like tube that, you know, it just looks like an updated version of that. Binary Circuit is a ground-based 5v5 Gauntlet-class wargame scenario. In the Gauntlet-class scenario, captains will not be engaging in direct battle with the opposing team, but racing against them to solve puzzles and defeat enemies. In Binary Circuit, 2 squads of captains will battle and puzzle their way through a converted Borg cooperative cube. Various Alliance enemies will be hollow represented within the scenario to provide challenges. The first team to reach the end of the training course wins. The Alliance is concerned with puzzle solving and team building in this scenario, so captains will not be finding themselves in direct battle with the opposing team, although you can still trip them up from a distance. I don't know what that means. The queue is designed for level 50 to 60 players of all factions, normal, advanced, and elite versions. Both queues will also reward marks, dilithium, and R&D materials. Yeah, and that's going to go live next Tuesday. So that's that. That's what's going on. I might be doing the ground one a little bit more often than the space one, just because everyone likes space, and so the nubs are going to be going in the space one. They're like, I just want to, like, yeah. So yeah, I'm just going to hop in that and the ground one, because I'm okay with ground. I like the Arena of Sompek, you know? I didn't get too terribly far, and I only got up to, like, you know, round 48 was the maximum I got up to. So, you know, that's still pretty good. But anyways, I will catch you guys next week. We will be seeing how, because escalation's gonna be coming out. There might be extended downtime. See about any news or any new war games they want to talk about. All right, bye.